Well, good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? Let's have a quick weather check. As you can see here, there is sunlight. It is nice. So we have some sun today, and yeah, nice and sunny, autumny day. So I'm just going to give everybody a little moment to come on in and join me. Make sure we're going through. Good morning, Anastasia. How are you today? Nice and early. Wow. Yeah. So give me a weather check. Let me know how it's going. I haven't been here for like 2 weeks, and I still have a bit of this bug hanging around. So I do apologise if I'm a little bit brain fogged. It just won't go, but it is what it is. Good morning, Carol. How are you today? Savannah is obviously barking at anybody and everybody that's walking past the front window, so I apologise if you can hear her. Good morning from a dull, wet barrel, Rachel. Oh well, we've got sun, so it might come over to you. You never know. Right, I'm just gonna get my second camera set up so that I can show you what I'm up to. I love today's project. I really think it's a lovely project. It's perfect for the upcoming autumny, winter season. That chunky necklace that you can wear. You've got your higher neck tops or your jumpers, and then you could just wear this chunky jet layer. You could layer it. You can make this however you want to make it. So it's really lovely and versatile. So, we've got a few coming to say hello now. So, good morning, Jan. Jan says good morning, Laura, and everyone from a sunny Sudbury. See, the sun is out. Um, and then just me. Good morning, all. Good morning, Heather. I'm sounding a bit muffled. Was this better? Um, this is normally my mic. It could be me. I'm a bit muffled, so it's quite a high risk of it being me that's sounding muffly. If it is, I apologise. Um, Elaine, let me know if that's any better. I've just raised my camera, which is kind of like my mic as well, up a bit higher. Good morning to Joanne. He says good morning, Laura, and everyone from an overcast, damp Coventry. Good morning, Miss Snores a lot. Well, she's not here yet. Miss Snores a lot is in the window barking a lot today. She's in the Miss Bark a lot mode, and she's barking at anybody and everybody who basically is walking past. Good morning to Camille. It's a brighter blue sky and a bit cloudy. Yeah, I think I would kind of sum it up the same. You can see that sun coming through. Good morning, Shirley. How are you? It's been a while. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Mina. It's lovely to see everybody coming through. I do have coffee, and I think I'm trying to sort of encourage the sunny vibes today because I have my Greece mug today, so I'm hoping that'll do the job. Oh, we miss you too, Shirley. Oh, it's nice to see you. I hope all is well. Hope all is good. Okay, so today's project, I really like today's project. It's a chunky, it's basically full Persian chainmail with some lovely chunky sort of faux pearl nuggets that we've got. And again, the whole intention with this kit that we've put together is for you to basically be able to make what you want to make. Now, you have enough in this kit to be able to make a necklace, sort of a slightly longer style necklace, and a bracelet. But if you wanted to just put everything into one necklace and have a really long style necklace, you could. If you wanted to buy two kits and mix it up, you could. So Heather says it's cloudy here in Liverpool as well. Yeah, it's just when you look out and it's bright, but you can kind of feel that not gloom. Oh, this lady said sorry, thought it was her end. Okay, that's good. It makes me feel a bit better. Okay, let me show you the necklace. So the necklace we have is this necklace here. Just make sure it's balanced right. And what is also really lovely about this necklace is that it's got a lovely tactile feel to it. So it's something that, if you're someone who sort of likes a sort of fiddle earrings or fiddle jewellery or something like that, this is really tactile. It's got a lovely movement to it. But we have the necklace here. You can see it in situ. Okay. And then we have the bracelet, which I have down here. So this is, and I'll obviously switch the other camera over in a moment for you. I'm just So we have the bracelet, so another variation that we can do. I'm obviously going to show you this better and up close in a moment. I'm just trying to show you a quick glance, but you can see. So we have enough in this kit for you to be able to make a nice sort of, I'm not quite sure the length, I'll measure it, but it's about a sort of a good decent 18-inch necklace, and of course your bracelet. And that is assuming that you kind of go single links to connect. You could of course do triple lengths. You get nuggets in here as well, so you know you're going to have lots of lovely stuff available. So bear with me one moment. We do have 3 different colorways for this kit. Okay, so we let's have a little look over on the website for this now. Okay, Mina, you love chainmail. I love chainmail, and this is actually it's once you get started with this, it's very easy weave, and it's something that you can just kind of sit, watch a nice film or something. I watched a new series on Apple TV, I think it was, called The After Party, and I kind of binge watched that whilst making this. So, you know, a nice bit of chainmail to wake you up on a Friday morning. Yeah, today is a great chainmail day. Okie dokie. So let me take you over to the website so you can see exactly what we've got in this kit. Let me just, there we go. That's the one. Okay, so as always, we go over to totallybeads.co.uk, and we're just going to shut that down. And then you're going to want to go into, so go to totallybeads.co.uk, scroll down a little bit, and you've got a couple of links here for your video tutorials. Click on this. It will take you to past and current projects, and the project that we have for today is the chunky foxtail pearl necklace and bracelet. So you will of course have your tutorial, which will be available to rewatch on YouTube, and then you have your free kits. Now there will be an image of the black one. I'm going to be demoing with that one today. I have just, as I said, I've still had this bug hanging around. It's just knocked me back a little bit. But we have the chunky foxtail purple pearl jewellery in the cream, in the grey cream, and in the grey. We have the sort of the, I think this is the champagne gold. Then we have the rhodium, and we have the black. Now you have 10% off at the moment. So instead of $13.99 for the cream, you're going to get it for $12.59. Instead of $15.99, you're going to get it for $14.39, and the same with the champagne gold. So let's just go in and see what we have got here. So you'll see that with this you get your shell pearl bead nuggets. Now these are very lovely substantial nuggets, and I just think they're great. You get them in the strand actually kind of has like 3 colorways, and I will show you that in a moment. So there's kind of like 3 colors per strand. And then you have your jump rings. Now you get 4 bags of your 8mm jump rings. Now the 8mm is your outer diameter, so there are 6mm inner diameter, but with Totally Beads we go by the outer diameter, so they are an 8mm, and you get 4 bags. Now it might seem like, why do we need 4 bags? But trust me, you will need those 4 bags. You will get the 4 bags. That is enough for you to make a necklace and a bracelet, and then have a couple left over as well. You get some eye pins, and you'll get your toggle clasps as well. So you get a lovely lots of choice in these kits. So let me bring you over to the other camera for you to see the projects as well. Let me just, here we go. Come over. Okay. Switch us over. Right, I'll just get this all nice and settled. So this is the strand that you get with the black jump ring. So you see what I mean? You get a lot of jump rings on here, pearl nuggets on here. Look at the colors. So you get kind of like 3 tones of that color, and you get that lovely bright sort of silvery white, and that real lovely almost metallic silver, and then that it's almost got like it's like a warm gray. Really gorgeous. So these are really lovely on their own, and you could even flip it and have the shell nuggets with just a little bit of your chainmail in the middle. You know, you don't have to do the design I'm showing you, but you do have enough to be able to do that. So this is the bracelet version. So I just used one of the jump rings, one of the pearls on this one. I just thought that was nice and simple. And then you have your necklace piece here. So with the necklace, you'll see it's just sections of your foxtail, and then it is kind of foxtail. It is Persian, full Persian, but foxtail's a bit nicer sounding. And you can see why it's been called foxtail. It has that look. And I'm just going to see if I can show you what I mean about that tactileness. Like, I don't know if you can see, but when I'm holding it, just very gently kind of it doesn't collapse, but it just kind of goes. It's lovely. I can't explain it, but it's really nice, I promise you. So there we have our there we have the sort of project ideas. You have your eye pins connecting them, and then of course we can do the design how you want to. Now the other thing I wanted to point out, sorry, is that this chainmail weave is directional. So by that I mean it's kind of like it has like a direction. So excuse me. I'll show it again on this one actually. So I've actually done this one in 2 halves. I don't know if you can see the little sort of V's down the side just here. So they are directional. You can see they're going in a direction. So this, for example, was made with me making 2 sections and then connecting the pearl to the middle. And then with the necklace, I actually did 1 half and then did the second half and then connected them in that center point as well. So, you know, that's a really lovely little fun feature of this project, is that you do have the chance to make it sort of directional. And with the bracelet, I actually just went a little bit rogue and put a little a little Mobius link either side as that connection as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use the black, and I'm going to show you how we're going to start doing this. Now I'm going to see if we can, I'm actually going to try something a little bit different just to show you maybe getting started. I'm trying using some slightly bigger jump rings and seeing if that helps, and then go into the actual size. They are shell beads, Rish. So they are they're not they're sort of like made from they're not, it's not an actual pearl, it's a shell pearl, so it's kind of made of like the shells. They are so big and tactile. They're gorgeous, aren't they? They are, and they've got that lovely sort of freeform style to them as well. And again, you know, you could do a bracelet, you could do necklace, you could do earrings, you could do a solid section of the chainmail and then have a maybe 5 of the pearls. And then you've got extra jump rings to make your earrings if you wanted to. You do have enough in this kit to be able to make your bracelet and your necklace and have a handful of jump rings left over. But this is quite a what we call a jump ring hungry design, so it will use quite a lot of jump rings up. So when it comes to prepping your jump rings, you are going to want pretty much most of them open. You will just want a couple to be closed. I'm just going to go ahead and show you on a larger scale, then I'm going to show you on the smaller scale, which is still a large size, but just for you to be able to see us getting started. It is good to have like a handle or something just to connect the start of that. Now I will use either a aluminium jump ring, just one that I've made up, to be honest. That's some aluminium wire, or you can use I've started crocheting again. I don't know if you can see the little ghosty bubbles behind me. Oh, thank you, Rish, that's lovely. So I've got these like starter pins that you can get with your chainmail, with your little crochet kits like this, and these are great starters as well because you can open and close them nice and easily. So just a little tip there that I can share with you. So we're going to start off with me, just bear with me one moment. I've got a pile of open jump rings, and I'm going to use some closed as well. So I'm going to do a 2 and 2 and 2. So I'm going to do 1 open and connect 2 closed. We're going to actually connect 4 closed. Yeah, so I'm going to connect 4 closed. Sorry, I had a moment then. I've been doing this literally all week, but you know, when you go do it, your brain just goes, I'm sorry, what? And as I've already mentioned, I am still a little bit sort of brain fogged with this lovely bug, which is not the best anyway. So yes, no, I was right. I just had to check myself. So I'm gonna just basically take 1 open jump ring and put 4 closed jump rings onto that. And then I'm going to take a second open jump ring and I'm going to double everything up. So straight the way through and double up. Okay, so you've got 2 jump rings with 4 on, and then this is like a little Jenga puzzle. I always love this. You just kind of open them all out and you've got an instant 2, 4, 6. It's 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. I think Miss Snorzalots is coming in. Hello, Sabs. Hello, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to pop my handle onto there, and I've got my 2, 4, and 6. Hello, Sweet Pea. Can you say hello? She's got little curious beans in her today. Okay, so now the thing is, this starts off like a Byzantine weave. So if you've ever done Byzantine before, this will be familiar with you. The top pair, so I'm holding it nice and steady. Now remember as well that I'm using really large jump rings here to show you, so it's going to be a little less stable than when I switch to the actual jump ring sizes. So 2, 4, 6. So if you say 1, 2, and 3 for your sets of jump rings, the third pair you want to open them up and let them drop, and then just let them drop down. And then I'm going to push those 2 that I've just let drop down. I'm going to push them up, and then we're going to open it up, and we've got that little rainbow that I always like to refer to if you're doing Byzantine. So the third pair has opened and dropped and then pushed up, and then we are simply going to take a new jump ring and we're going to pop it straight through that little rainbow. Okay, it is the same way you start a Byzantine or Byzantine, however you want to say it, weave, and we're just going to connect. And if I do that, you'll see what I mean. I'm aware that not everyone has done necessarily would have done the Byzantine, but for those of you that have, it's just a familiarity. So there we go. And then I'm going to take another open jump ring and I'm going to double up. So this is sort of like always 2 jump rings per move. Okay, bring that one back up. So at the moment, we've got it looking like a Byzantine weave. Pull it to get that tension and to see that kind of knot. Now, that's the only time that we do that, okay? What we're going to be doing from now on is effectively, we're going to be going through these 4 jump rings on this side, turning the piece over and then repeating on the other side. We're going to add 2 new jump rings and we're going to repeat. It really is that simple. Joanne says, I feel you, Laura. I caught an awful cold bug from my granddaughter over a month ago. Still struggling with hearing and brain fog. So annoying, but can also be hilarious. Do you know what? And I think that's a really good description. I've had this probably for just coming over 2 weeks now. And like even this morning, I've woken up, I've got a headache. I haven't been drinking or anything like that. So there's no excuse. I went to bed early. So I just think it's just whatever it is just you know, you got to soldier on now, haven't you? Okay, so I've got my new jump ring now. I'm holding this with attention so you can see. So what I want to do is I've got my link here. I want my new jump ring to go through. If you note, it's just going through. It's not going like through anymore. It's going through 2 jump rings. It's going to sit on top of the ones behind it. It's going to go through. And it's going to rotate and it's going to come around these 2. Okay, so it's going to go through and then through. So taking my large jump ring, it's going to go through just those 2. It's going to rotate and you're going to close. So that's just basically gone through. If we look at it from this view, those 4 jump rings, and it's stepping. Hold it carefully and close. We're then going to turn the piece around, and it's starting to stabilize now, and we're going to repeat on the other side. So open jump ring, and there are your 4. So you've got like a V and 2 in the middle of it. So through and round and through. Okay, and close. And that is as complex as it gets. That is the start of your foxtail weave. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. The next bit is we want to open this out, and we want to take a jump ring and collect the top 2 on the inside. So a bit like that Byzantine again. You've got your opening out the top 2. There's your little rainbow. Jump ring through to collect. And we're going to close 1 and then 2. We then have our jump rings ready. Bear with me. I'm just going to... This is why you should have all your jump rings ready and open. We're going to go through and then through. Turn the piece around. Remembering there's our 4 jump rings here and here. So we take our new jump ring and we're going to go through and through. And that really is your weave. So let's do it again with a couple more just to show you, and then I'm going to switch and show you sort of on real life size ones. I mean, you're welcome to do this on chunky 2mm aluminiums, but obviously that's going to be a super chunky chain, but again, good for a keyring or something. So you should always have at the end your sort of 2 going over your 2, and what you want to do is open out the top 2, reveal that little rainbow, pop your 2 jump rings through to collect 1 and 2. And also this is a way to finish it as well. It's very easy to finish. You can literally leave it there and finish it if you want to. And then obviously we're going to just, there's our 4 jump rings, so the V with the 2 in the middle, and then just going all the way around those 4. So you're circling them, turn it around, going across and across. Oops. Okay, so then just to show, so that's your piece. That is literally all there is. Now what you can do as well, that I kind of like to, and I have done on this piece, so I'm going to just show you it here. So if you wanted to just go ahead and add your finish, you've got your jump rings already there. But if you want them to kind of go over, so for example, for the necklace and bracelet, for the necklace probably more so, I didn't want sort of 2 jump rings to be spare, so I'm going to show you how I kind of just created this extra bit here. So that is, if you look at your beginning part, you'll see you've got your 4 jump rings still, but just almost in reverse. So to just take away that sort of the 2 singular jump rings there, you can take another jump ring, go through the 2 and through the 2, and then turn it around and repeat on the other side, and that will just make it look like a complete unit. If you were doing the necklace, there you go, see, it's going to look complete. All right, so then what you could do is you take out your handle and you just switch to collect the last 2, and then it will look like it. So you can see that is your final finished piece. So let's do this in real time. So I'm going to take that off there and I'm going to go over to here. I'm just very, very quickly going to open a little pile of these jump rings. Jump ring opener, as always, is very beneficial because this is going to save time. Very quickly open those jump rings. And so whilst we're just doing that, so I feel you, I understand, also went to the doctor yesterday. She gave me 1 more week to have this cold, then we'll have a new plan. Doesn't want it to turn into bronchitis. No, that's nasty, but I think it will. This is the thing, like I often suffer with chest infections and I definitely feel like it's gone down onto my chest. It's just one of those things. I just get so used to having them. It's just really frustrating though, isn't it? You know, but hey, I've got a nice weekend planned this weekend. I'm going to the cottage with my friends. We are going to be doing a day of watercolor painting tomorrow, so I refuse to allow myself to be ill. Yeah, we're going. We did it a couple of years ago and it was great fun. So we're doing it again tomorrow, and we're just, hopefully the weather will be nice, and we're just going to go and spend the day doing a watercolor painting class on a beautiful setting in a place called Wimbleball Lake. It's gorgeous, and you get a lovely homemade lunch for you. It's just really lovely, and catch up with my friends for a bit, and then we'll head back on Sunday. So yeah, that's my kind of plan for the weekend. If anyone's got anything nice planned. What pattern? It's Foxtail, Mina, or also known as full Persian. It's got a couple of names. It's basically Persian 6-in-1 or full Persian, or a prettier name is Foxtail. I'm going to show you it again now with some of the jump rings here that we've got open. And you'll see what I mean about how it does use a lot of your jump rings up. So we're just going to do a couple of sections and show you how we can connect them as well. So we've got eye pins, jump rings, toggles, shell pearls, everything you need to actually put this piece together. So let's go ahead and do a couple of closed. So remembering that you're going to just need a couple of closed just for that starting point. So you're going to need 4 closed per unit, and then the rest will all be open. So just making sure they're closed properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 open jump ring, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and close. And then take a second open jump ring. Try not to drop your jump rings. And we want to double up. So I want to double up that single one we added 4 onto. So just going through and doubling up. Okay, and then we get to do a little puzzle, and then we have 2, 4, and 6. Okay. Rish, you love the Rish says, love full Persian. Did one of your Totally Beads kits about 6 months ago after watching your videos and fell down a chainmail rabbit hole and done all your chainmail kits ever since. Oh, that's lovely, Rish. Honestly, it is a real rabbit hole. There's just so much out there, and I personally love to take a chainmail weave and jazz it up. So I love to take it from being your standard like your foxtail. You could just do a whole necklace of this and it is beautiful, but my mind goes, oh well, maybe I can add foxtail with a bit of Mobius, or maybe I could add this and this, and I love to mix weaves up as well. So that's a real love of mine. So if you're loving chainmail, I definitely recommend experimenting with weaves that you can kind of, some weaves are components, so you can use it as a component, or as like a unit, and others are continuous. So I love to just put those together as a combo. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. So we're going to be, remember, we're starting it like it as if it's a Byzantine, taking the 3rd pair, opening them out and letting it drop either side, and then just sort of gently pushing that up so it goes inside the 2nd pair. And then we're going to open up that 2nd pair. Buff, buff. We're going to take a new jump ring and we are going to go straight through and collect both of those jump rings. Oh, she says, there you go. And we're going to double up. So there's one. We're going to take a second jump ring. Straight through. And now, if you're thinking, well, I've done Byzantine and that's dropped down and that's not how it should be, it's tension, because Byzantine is traditionally done with a 6mm jump ring outer or 4mm inner. You know, the stability of a smaller jump ring will hold, but because this is larger, it will drop. So you do just have to have that tension. Okay, so we've got, there's our 4 jump rings. And if you think of it as circles and lines, so the circles are facing you, so you need to go through the 4 lines. Okay. Joanne says, have I ever made body clothing chainmail? I haven't, but I would be interested to give it a go. I think your Euro 4-in-1 is the best weave for that, or, you know, European 4-in-1 / 6-in-1 is a great, and it's one that is used a lot to make like chainmail bikinis, or like, you know, like your bikini kind of style tops, and it's also used for your chain, your armor, your shark suits and things like that. Okay, so I'm taking my new jump ring. Remember what I just said, I've got my circles and I've got my lines, and I want to go through the 4 lines. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There we go, to create another circle. So I'm simply going to collect the top 2, rotate it around and collect the bottom 2. Now, how you choose to collect those 4 jump rings is really up to you. You can go through the top and then the bottom, or the bottom and then the top. It really doesn't matter. However works. Don't think, oh, I've got to go through the top and then around the bottom. You just want to basically capture those 4 jump rings. You can see there, and then gently turn the whole piece over and you'll see them again, and we go again. And you'll also find like one side you might do one way and the other, just because of the way you might be handed, if you're left-handed or right-handed. Okay, so I collect the top 2 because they're a little bit looser, and then I can come around and collect the second 2 because they're more stable, and close. And you can see that there. So what will happen is, whichever way you turn it, you'll get circles and lines. So I want my lines to be on the top, and then I want to open that up, and there's my sort of little rainbow gap. Take a new jump ring, collect those. 1, and then, oop. Good news is, if you do drop it, it's absolutely fine. It's very easy to see where you are with this 1 and 2. And there's your new section ready to just go around and collect. So around and around, and then collect, turn it over, around and around, oops, and collect. And that really is all you're going to continue to do. It's a very simple, repetitive weave. It's just remembering to get it started. So obviously you can see here that it's not looking quite the same, but we can go back and we can change that. So I'm just going to kind of go back in now, just do a couple, a little bit, just to show you how quickly it does build up. You can go around. And obviously when you're doing this, you're not going to be negotiating the camera above your hands. So to the side, collect those top 2, go around and close, turn it around, collect the top 2 and close. Now when it comes to how much you want to do, oops, that one didn't go quite to plan. Again, ironically, it's one of those where if you try to rush it, it's more likely to mess it up than if you just do it as it's meant to be done. So you can count your lines when you focus. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I actually want each of my units had 6 sort of these sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would do another 2. I'm going to raise this up a tiny bit so I can move my hands a bit better. Excuse me. So I'm going to go. So you can see each rotation is going to be 4 jump rings. So 4 times 6 is what 4 times 6, 24. So 24 per unit, plus you're getting started. So you're probably looking at about 26 jump rings per section. And you'll see there what I mean about how it can use a lot of jump rings up. Okay, so with the bracelet, I just did one to measure really, and then made the other one the same amount size. So that's 5. So then we've got number 6. 1 and 2, and then we're just going to do one more around the edge. And again, this was just what I chose to do. You could do longer sections and have just one bead in the middle, or break it up however you want to. You could do longer sections and have 3 beads in the middle. It really is quite a fun versatile kit for you to sort of play about with. Okay, so that's my section ready to go. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my next thing that I want to do is I now want to take my eye pins. Laura, where are your eye pins? I have got myself not eye pins, I've got head pins by mistake. Here, where are you, eye pins? Are you here? Hang on, bear with me one moment. I definitely had eye pins. But I'm just going to go ahead and use, you do get black. I'm just using grey just because I don't know where my black ones. Oh, hang on, there they are. Not grey, rhodium. There we go, I found them. Black. Okay, so a couple of these. So, eye pin. So I'm going to take my eye pin, I'm going to open it out quite wide, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to use this in place of a head pin, a jump ring. So I'm going to collect the 2 and I'm going to close it. It is a bit of a go by feel as well on this bit, because obviously, I mean, I've got a camera now and I can see it nice and clearly, but it's not always that easy to see. So kind of a little bit by feel. And then I did kind of just go by the pattern on the strand. So I went 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to take my pearl. I'm going to pop it on. I'm just going to bend this, push it nice and close, and bend the eye pin around. Find your round nose pliers. Oh, no, mine are here. Where are you? Are you in here? Yes. And then roll, so right towards the end, and roll that around. And now we're going to use this as our handle. So we're going to come in 1. We're going to take our 4 closed, 1, which we would have made sure was closed properly, 3 and 4. I'm going to close it. Oh, sorry, 2 closed. 2 closed. I apologize. It's 2 closed because we're not able to do the sort of flip. So we'll just make sure these are closed properly. And then take our another open one and double up. So you just want to go through that eye pin and through the 2 jump rings. And then you have 2 and 4, and obviously we want it to be 6 again. So I'm going to take another 2 jump rings and add. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to repeat. So I'm just very quickly going to open a nice little pile of them again. I go around just so. Obviously, if we've got any questions or any tips or anything like that, you know, just feel free to shout it out. Hopefully it's making sense to everybody. It is a really nice, simple weave. It looks more complex than it actually is, which I think is great. It's also a great weave that I think is quite a unisex weave, and you can drop down one more size. You could go, so this is a 8, so you could go to a 7 and have it would be a little bit more sort of rigid. I think as a black bracelet, then that's actually a really great unisex bracelet as well. So I think, you know, great to sort of gift, and got Christmas coming up, so right, I'm just doing a nice little pile of the jump rings here. Okay, jump ring maker opener, if you've got one, I definitely recommend it. I'd get 2, 3, because I've currently only got 1. I don't know where the other one is. It's on my desk of doom. So okay, so we're going to do the same as we did previously. These 2 are going to open out, drop down, push up, and open, collect of 2. Savs has joined us. 1 and 2. Okay, and then we just continue. So that's the only part that is slightly different, is just that starting. I find it easier to go through the top 2 and then rotate around, just because, as you can see, they're a bit loose. So I find by going through those top 2 first, it stabilizes everything. So if I grab them and then I just turn my wrist, and I've got the other 2 caught. But again, it really does just depend on the day. I'm going to go around the other way just to show you, you know, you can do it that way as well. Open up the top 2, collect the 2 underneath, close, double up. So I'm just going to do one more section for you and then show you how we just finished that end bit. So if you wanted to go the other way, you can just go through. If you did want to go, I'm just going to show you this way, just a bit closer for you. So as I said, I kind of like to go through the top 2 because I find I can just flip it around. But you can, of course, go through and then maybe rotate it around. It really is up to you. I think also it depends on the mood. Sometimes I'll do it one way, sometimes I'll do it the other. It really doesn't matter. So we've already got 3. Four. Going around. So you can hopefully see what's going on. But we are just doing what we've been doing. Going around. My daughter's gone to Oxford today to check out university. And so I think my husband took a day off work to take her to Oxford. So he's driven all the way to Oxford, like a 3-hour drive. And I think he's had to stay outside. I don't think he's allowed in. So he's gotten up, left the house at 20 to 7 this morning. And he's left the house at 20 to 7. He's gotten to Oxford. He's had to pay £15 to park, and then he's had to just find something to do for like however many hours. And he's not going to be a happy bunny when he gets home. Right. But he does do his photography, so hopefully he'll use this as an opportunity to take some nice photos. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So just a couple more, and then we can show that last little stage. And just another fun fact about the Persian weave is there are different variants of it. So you have like the Persian, you can have the half Persian 3-in-1, half Persian 4-in-1. There's a lot of versions of it. But also it kind of is one of those weaves, a bit like the Byzantine weave, that kind of is a base for other variants of a weave. So for example, there's a lovely weave called Candy Cane, and that is essentially the full Persian but done very slightly differently. So it's a bit, like I said, it's a bit of a chameleon. It's one that you can use as a base and then just slightly different moves make it another weave again. So we've got this here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do one more. So all the way around. And this black and this is really beautiful. And again, you don't have to use the 3 colors. You could think, well, I'm actually going to do this one just using the sort of whitey cream color. I think I used 9, I want to say, in my necklace. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is actually just enough for you to be able to do that if you wanted to. Okay, so just that last little move here. And also be careful not to Mobius any of these rings. They need to be sitting next to each other. And then the last 2, so we'll just collect the last 2. One, and then your 2. Okay, so that is now ready to have another. So that's my 6. Okay, but then that's now ready to have another one of the eye pins added. So I'm going to go ahead, open that out, go into the 2 and collect. Of course, I try to get a tweezer. You know, I can see it. I just can't quite grab it. There we are. Oh, let's try that again. Break that one. That was on me. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Let's try that again. Don't go too rough with these. There we go. There we are. Let's try that again. There we are. Open that out. There we catch that. Gently close. Add on your next pearl nugget. So I'm going to come in with the grey, silvery, warm grey. Bend that back, and I like to bend that back so that I'm actually. Would there be any chance you might show us a candy cane at some point? Definitely. I'll speak to the team and see if we can put that together as a kit. 100%. So there's your next one. And so what I wanted, and obviously you would then just continue. I just want to show you how I would then make this little bit section here, which we did show very briefly on here. You can see the comparison. So I'm just going to show you now. This is fine if you want to add obviously your clasp or something like that, but what I want to do is go ahead and add the 2 to make that look the same. So I'm simply going to reverse it. I'm going to go through the two and then collect. So this is, I'll just show you that again because I probably didn't have that in the shot. So the two attached to the eye pin, through and then through the two on the side and close. Turn it over and repeat. So you have there we go, and then it looks nice and complete. All right, and again, if you wanted to, I mean, that's the best way for it to work. That is how I did it. Yeah, had a moment of wobble then, so that's just going to give you visually that same look, and then you can just continue going around and just making that next piece. So remembering that you want to start, and again on the section here on the end, again just to make it sort of tie in with that length, I would probably just do another two, because when you do that in the sections here, that will actually give you 7 of those little dashes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you think of 6 and then you add that 7th, so if I've got like the 6 here, I want to make the 7th, so I'm gonna just mirror and go around. Come back around, mirror and come around, and then to pop on your clasp, so you get a lovely toggle clasp with this, which we have here in, of course, that lovely black. So for the toggle, to add that, you're only going to be able to put 1 of your jump rings on, just purely because of the drill hole really of the toggle. Okay, and then you just want to come in, collect those last 2, and there is your piece. And then what I would do, as I said, is I would continue this pattern. So I actually did 5 pearls, remembering that that 5th one will be that center point. So if I show you what I mean by that, you have that kind of center point here if you want to, and again you could put 3 in that center point if you want to. It's really your choice, but I've got that one center point, so I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've done a new section, so I've done that. Then I started again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that 5th section was connected to that pearl. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections of chainmail on each side, and then the 5th section is connected to that 5th pearl. So you have 4 along the sides and 1 at the bottom. Okay, hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying, and remembering that it's because it's directional. So to make it directional, you need to do sort of 1 piece going across, and then I sort of, again with the bracelet, did exactly what I've just said. So I've made one side, put on the bead to that point, then I started again and connected. And on this one, as you can see, I actually went and did a Mobius to connect it, just to make it look a little bit pretty on that connection. So you can see there, and as I said, you have enough in this kit to be able to make a bracelet and to be able to make a necklace with a couple left over. And then, yeah, again, that black is just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And just keep going, make it and building up as you're going along. Swish says, I'm going to get the black kit and maybe make a pair of earrings to match. Oh, 100%. I mean, look at that for dramatic drops. And if you're going to make the earrings, then just replace the eye pin for a head pin, which, as we know, I had a moment ago. So yeah, 100%. If you wanted to make those earrings, pop your your head pin on, and then just have that as that little drop. They're going to look gorgeous. You could have a whole sort of suite of jewellery. So as I said, let's very quickly fly back over to the website just to revisit these lovely kits, remembering that you have got 10% off today. Where is it? It's hiding from me. There we go. So just to revisit totallybeads.co.uk, looking for your chunky foxtail pearl jewellery, and in that you've got 3 variations and you've got 10% off at the moment. So you've got for £12.59 you've got your rhodium and your pearl, which is what the necklace was done with. You've got for your £12.59. For your £14.39 you've got your black and your sort of grey tones of shell pearls, which is what we've been demoing with here. And then for £14.39 you've got your gorgeous champagne gold and sort of grey cream colours. So I just want to very quickly come back over to show you. I realised I haven't actually shown you the strand in full. So I've shown you obviously the grey, which comes with the black. Then you've got the colour that, sorry, they're a bit loose, but the colours that come with the champagne gold are these gorgeous tones here. So you get that lovely sort of peach colour. This is, I don't know if you can see, but it's got like almost like a coating on it that's got little pinks, and I can't really show it. It's not really showing, but it's got gorgeous reflection to it. It's got, again, that kind of almost like a pink tone to it, along with your sort of whites or creams. And then of course you have your with your rhodium, your rhodium, you have the, where are you, what color are these called? They've got a gorgeous like purpley tone on them. These are called grey. These are called cream. And again, you get this. You've got this lovely, almost like mauvey, purpley tone on it, silvery, like a darker silver. And then obviously your cream. So you've got the slight different variances. And I think the rhodium with the cream is just very slightly smaller size nuggets than the other two, which is probably why they're a little bit cheaper. You can see here they're just a little bit smaller in their size. So again, that's your sort of your lovely kits, remembering that you get 4 bags of your 8mm jump rings, 4 bags to be able to make this. Does sound like a lot, but honestly, you've seen how many I've used just making those couple of sections there, so you do need that amount. You get your toggle clasp, you get your eye pins, you get your beads, you get your jump rings, everything you need. So you know, I think it's a great deal. So I hope you've liked it. And obviously, Joanne says, after get the cream as a gift to me. I think that, you know, you deserve it. I will be back in a couple of weeks' time. I can't tell you what I've got. I know I've got stuff, but I can't think of it right now. I'm going to go and get myself ready for Bead Club and then ready to go down to the cottage for my watercolor weekend. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, whatever it is you're doing. You'll be joined by the lovely Natalie on Monday, as always, and Wednesday, and you have gorgeous Kitty for next Friday. So I hope you all have a lovely weekend, everybody. And I will see you all soon. Hopefully I'll have gotten rid of this horrible bug by then.